I share greetings and goodwill to you all once again, my fellow humans, the world over. Of course, you don't know, this is yours truly, I, the Mystic Philosopher. And welcome to the continuation of regardless of how long you live, you will be dead much longer. And this is part 3. And it's from my series of talks titled 1,000+ Things My Mama and Grandma Used to Say. Now, if you haven't yet listened to part 1 and part 2, and maybe you just bump into this part 3, I ask that you please do so in order to get a better interpretation, a better understanding, and overstanding of what I am talking about and all the perspectives that I am sharing and will be sharing as this series continues. So, here are some questions for us to ask. Number 1, what happened when we die? And number 2, what happened after we die? This is also known as life after death. Number 3, what is life after we transition? Or what is life after transition? Or what is life after we transition? In other words, what is life after we cross over? What is life like after we leave here? Yes, as I mentioned before, some also refer to this as life after death, LAD. Now I ask that as you contemplate these very serious and relevant questions, in my opinion, that you please bear in mind the fact that life is life. It does not die. It cannot die. Life cannot die, meaning it cannot cease to exist. In other words, it cannot not exist. See the thing about language. Now, please let me answer and share my perspectives on question number 1. What happened when we die? Now, please note, not what happened, question, not what happened after we die, but what happened when we die. Separate questions, separate perspectives. What happened when we die, or what happened the moment we die? Now, from the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, dying, then death, as we all think we know it, is a process that involves 2 things happening simultaneously. One is death occurs when we take our last and final breath. In other words, death occurs when we run out of breath. When we exhale, also known as when we expire. Exhale, expire. And 2, death occurs when the string, death occurs when the string, which is also known as the medium or means of communication that connects and unites the spirit or the soul to our physical body, when it is severed, thereby setting the spirit, or if you prefer, thereby setting the soul free to move on, setting the soul free to cross over, setting the soul or the spirit free to continue its journey, or just for it to float away. Or, as the saying goes, fly away home, to fly away home, or fly away to home. That is when death occurs. And for your information, the string that connects and unites our physical body to the spiritual body, also known as the soul, is known in the study and realm of metaphysics, the occult, hidden knowledge, and esoteric knowledge or esoteric teachings as the silver cord. the silver cord that connects the spirit or the soul to the physical body. In fact, there's also at least one mention of the silver cord that is also attributed to the ancient philosopher and sage called King Solomon that I came across in the Adamic Race History and Holy Book, which is also known as the Christian Holy Bible. In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 6, and I quote, it said there, remember him, referring to, of course, remember this, your source or your creator. Remember him before the silver cord is severed and the golden bowl is broken, before the pitcher is shattered and at the spring, and the well broken at, and the wheel broken at the well. Unquote. Now these are some very serious metaphysical concepts or ideas and truths that are enveloped here, but this is not what we're going to get into here. However, the most important thing I'm trying to point out to those of you who might not have heard of this thing called silver cord, it's all there in the Adamic Race History book, which you commonly refer to as your Bible, the Christian Holy Bible. Now, note carefully, if the silver cord is not severed, meaning if the silver cord that connects the metaphysical, meta simply mean beyond physical, beyond the physical, to the physical, the tangible, material world, if you will, a material body. If it is not cut, then final death has not occurred, and final death cannot occur. Meaning, the spirit or the soul may be still attached to the dead body, or if you prefer, to the lifeless body, and thus unable to move on. And when the spirit or the soul is still connected, it becomes trapped, or it can become trapped, and thus it may hang around or linger around the lifeless body, and also the area such as the cemetery, the grave, where the body is laid to rest, or where the body is buried, or where it is cremated. And it can be there indefinitely. And that is why some people, and please note, not everybody can, but some people, especially infants, young children, that possess the ability, that is why they may sense, that is why they may see, that is why they may hear, and even feel the spirit or feel the energy of their loved ones, strangers, strange, yes, and even their worst enemies. And that is why you hear some people that say, for example, in Jamaica, that they see duppy, or they see ghosts, or they see spirits, or they see apparition, or disembodied souls, etc. Yes. And sometimes these are we'll talk more about that the next time. These are some of the spirits or the souls that I spoke about earlier in part 1 and part 2, that are trapped here, that are bounded here, are bound here, imprisoned here, that are lost. Yes, these are some of the souls that are lost here and are roaming here. These are the souls or the spirit that are the Romans and the raw woman, or raw women or raw womans here, etc. Yes. And thus, these are they that are causing a lot of problems and disturbances on this our planet and among us, our natural native earthly human family today. And for a long time past. Yes. This is nothing new, but these are some of the spirits or the souls that you find in places like what they refer to as haunted houses. No joke. You find them in haunted houses. You'll find them in hospitals. You also find them in burial sites. Some religious sites, government houses. Hey, I did them there. Execution sites, yeah, where them kill people, such as prisons and other haunted locations such as rivers, riverbanks, bridges, ponds, blue holes, etc., etc., caves, you name it. Yep. These are some of the spirits or the souls that have tricked and are tricking people. Them there. They're around you. Okay. Only you could see. These are the souls that forced and are forcing their way into some defenseless and unsuspected people's bodies, aka also known as possession or possessing them. Hey, these are some of the spirits that are working with some people. I know some of you maybe know what I'm talking about. And working for some people to do a lot of evil and mischievous things. Yes. And to perform miraculous and mysterious things. Yes, some to harm other people. Some also to defend other people or to heal other people. Or sometimes to bring about revenge and retribution, etc., etc. Yeah. But this is a topic for discussion all by itself. Now, the question that some of you might be asking is this. What can or what may cause the silver cord? Yeah, that connection between spirit and the metaphysics and the physical. What may cause? Yeah. Yes, the question is, what may cause the silver cord of someone not to be broken or not to be severed, and thus having their spirit or their soul, or the spirit or soul of that individual to be trapped and to get stuck here? What may cause that? Well, from my Mystic Philosopher's perspective, number one, let me give you a few examples. Number one, being attached to money and material riches, material wealth, and material possessions. Yes, people who are attached to these things. To attach to the physical. Number two, being attached to power and fame. I wish I had time to get into all of these and give you some more explanation. And number three, a sudden death. So you see what can cause people not to be still connected here and can't move on, and to be trapped here and to become enslaved by those who know how to use and enslave them. And so number two is being attached to power and fame. That's why some old people, some people, you see them in power of authority and in governments and all of these places, and you wonder how them then look so old and civil up and then can't dead. Because they're trapped here. But that's another point to bring out. Number three, a sudden death. Also known as untimely death. Yes. Number four, an accidental death such as a car crash. Souls that are in these accidental death, a lot are stuck here. Accidental death, car crash, bus crash, motorbike crash, train crash, plane crash, etc., etc. And number five, murder. That's why you must cleanse your house. But number six, suicide. So a lot of suicide, so people commit suicide. That's why you go buy a house. Make sure you know the history of what went on inside there. There's a lot of disembodied spirit that are trapped maybe there, but that's another subject. Number seven, to being killed in a fight. Partly sudden death. Number eight, let me quickly run through this. Number eight, being killed at war. Example, soldiers killed during war times. You know how much of them are Roman or grown and create problem? A lot of people have no clue of the real world around them. They just think about the physical. You think when you force a man out and body, his spirit just move on like that? Nope. And so-called rest in peace. I think I covered that earlier on. Yes, so war, people who suffer violent death, especially during war. Yes, soldiers, a lot of soldiers and people like that. Their spirits are trapped here. being a victim or a casualty of war. That's number 9. And genocides, etc. These are all circumstances where people or people's spirits or people's souls are literally and violently forced out of their bodies, but they are still connected via their silver cord. And as mentioned before, these are also some of the disembodied spirits, disembodied souls that are creating a lot of problems for those of us that are the natural native earthly humans today. But that is also beyond the scope of this little talk right here. So in the interest of time, I have a lot more, but in the interest of time, this will be the end of this part 3. I'm going to end it here and pick up back later. So please follow me for the continuation of regardless of how long you live, you'll be dead much longer. In part 4, or regardless of how long one lives, one will be dead much longer. In the meantime, as you continue to wait, in the meantime and between time, in your becoming, I will let you be more and more and much, much more. And definitely not be less, not bless. Let no one bless you. Be more in your becoming. For I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe. 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 I say.